Hi,
Hello, thanks for joining us.
hi, very good
O-
afternoon, everyone.
Okay, today we have with us a very passionate foodie from who just returned to Singapore from Bangkok and he's currently in a state quarantine. Yeah, so we are here to speak with him and to find out more information about his journey back home to Singapore as well as how is he coping with his SHN in Singapore right now. So meanwhile, we will wait for a while more to allow more followers to join us. Yeah, so while waiting, maybe I will ask. Oh, by the way, his name is Chris.
It's okay, I'll
Yeah,
do
so
an
maybe
introduction.
yeah, you can intro a bit about yourself.
Yeah, meanwhile, while we wait for others, I'll just do a quick 1 minute introduction on myself. Hi, everybody, I'm Chris Huang. So, I've been staying in Bangkok for 2 years. So, prior to the whole COVID situation, I have uh, thought about coming back ASAP just in case like changes, but in the end, I chose to come back a little much later. Even after the airport was shut down, airport in Bangkok was shut down. I wasn't really very worried because I expect the Singapore embassy side that they will have arranged flights for us Singaporeans to go back to Singapore in case of any emergency as such. So right now I managed to came back, so not an issue. So okay, meanwhile we'll wait for others. Just a little one more. Hang on.
So by the way, like before prior to your departure from Bangkok, uh, what was the food that you had the most before coming back to Singapore? Like, which are the food that you know that you will miss that you always order before you came back?
I mean, staying there for 2 years, definitely a few of my favorites, which can't be found in Singapore or probably is cannot be matched up to there. One is like the roasted chicken, which is like the Thai style, where they do it usually on the roadside. It's very economical and delicious. And of course, the most usual will be pad thai and the holy basil pork or chicken. Those very usual daily staple that even the Thais enjoy very much on a daily basis.
Mm, sounds good. Okay, yeah. So we right now have about close to 30 viewers with us. So we shall start the Q&A proper. All right. So what how was the situation like when you were at Suvarnabhumi Airport?
So upon arrival on the taxi to the airport, I realized there's only the first gate, first door entrance, and the last door entrance is actually open. So to control the flow of human traffic. So every doors, as you expected, there's infrared scanners and people manning with thermometers to ensure that your temperature is in the safe range before entering to the check-in point. So upon to the check-in point, as you can see, with the current COVID situation now, I think more than 99% of the flights are grounded. So the airport was absolutely empty. You
Hmm.
technically have more airport staff than passengers. So as for immigration, it was a breeze. It took me like the usual, the scanning of the personal items, luggage, carry on, took me and all the way to the checking of the passport, less than 5 minutes. And you are free to go into the departure area and all the way to the gates. And one thing is very surprising is there are a few shops that is open, especially like souvenir shops, makeup, wine and liquor shops are still uh, open and available to purchase. Except the only exception is food F&B shops, restaurants, cafes are all closed, which is quite surprising for me because I wanted to thinking about oh let's maybe grab a snack because I understand that um, on board services is not available
No
at this
food, right?
moment.
Mm.
Yes, no food will be served on the flight back to Singapore. So my only relief is this snack and drinks in the box. So I think it's safer for everyone this way, and it's also more convenient too.
Better than nothing.
That's true. So this
Oh,
is
so it's very
picture of
empty,
my
yeah?
yeah picture of my boarding gate. I was a bit early, so when I arrived, I just took a quick picture. Uh, and seriously, there's no one at all until I've bought the plane. So the total head count for my flight was only 4 person. So I was one of the four, and this is like the the inside when everybody is seated and we are almost ready to close the door and move off.
Oh, seems like that you chartered the whole plane.
Yeah, but
So why did you choose to take Jetstar?
so at the moment for flights back to Singapore, it's a repatriation flight organized by Singapore government or embassy. I'm not so sure. So at
Mhm.
this moment, there's only Jetstar and Singapore Airlines that's available. So naturally, I choose Jetstar due to it fits my timetable, and lastly, it's definitely cheaper than Singapore Airlines at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. We have a comment from Eddie. Were the
Mm.
tickets very expensive?
I bought as the situation for the Thailand immigration at the moment is closed to foreigners. So I actually bought a one-way ticket, cost me about 130 SGD. It's quite okay, but of course, you compare to Singapore Airlines, which is almost double the price, which I have no idea why is it so.
Mm.
So I think it is affordable, but definitely more expensive than uh, what the prices are as per usual.
Yeah, thankfully it's not as expensive as if it were the peak period. Like
Yeah,
during peak period, the SQ prices can go up to like 700, 800, and
round trip,
sometimes you
is
might
it?
not even get a seat.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so that's the situation in Bangkok. So about how about arrival in Singapore? So what happened after the plane like touched down?
Singapore side, it's also very, as you can see, it's definitely not much traffic going on. So once we got
Mm,
off, just four of us, each of us has a minder to bring us straight to the immigration checkpoint. So one requirement that I have checked with the Singapore embassy prior to returning to Singapore is that I have to do a health declaration and a travel history declaration through the ICA website. So that's mandatory for every returning Singaporeans. Yep. This is actually not the one. This is for the stay home notice. So anyway, so upon reaching the immigration, uh, there's a ICA officers that actually ask you for the notification from the email that about your health declaration from ICA, the reply and the confirmation. So that is necessary. So if you do not have that, I don't know what they will do to you, but then they might ask you to do on the spot. So after that, then they will
hmm
release you to the immigration to check your passport and towards the baggage area. And
uh,
after the baggage claim, then they will seat you in the corner to wait for the other passengers on the same flight. And after that, once everybody is there, is present, then the people on the same flight will be ushered to a bus and straight to your designated quarantine facility.
okay. So were you able to choose which facility to go to?
Of course not. I wish I could choose,
Oh.
but um, due to some friends that went through the quarantine procedure, I have heard that it's either this or this or this. So I think overall it's kind of like a lucky draw, but you will only know when you are on the bus to your facility.
Okay. So in this case, where did you go to?
I think it's really I'm quite lucky in many in many factors that I actually managed to get a hotel that I actually like, which is Shangri-La at Rasa Sentosa.
Ah, that's
I'm
quite a good one,
sure
right?
I'm sure nobody will say no to a five-star accommodation.
Hotel.
Despite being 14 days, it's definitely better than what you can imagine. And this is the very beautiful sea view by the corridor, which unfortunately I didn't manage to get the sea view room.
If you got a sea view, then it'll be so much better. Can enjoy the sea view every day.
Yeah.
So how was the
So
procedure like at the hotel? Like, were you able to do the normal check-in as if you were going there for staycation, or were there anything special or different?
uh, I would say all along the way, from the once the departure of the airplane all the way to the hotel, security is very tight. There's always security personnel, and in
Mm.
fact, they probably even handle everything for you. In the sense, they even take my luggage and the baggage, everything, and they bring
Wow.
it down, bring it up the bus. So it's like what you call it? Not even social, minimal contact like between people, you know. So they just
Mm.
like you put your luggage there, we'll just bring it up for you, etc. So upon getting off the bus and doing the check-in at the hotel concierge, everything is as per normal. Of course, wearing our mask and checking of our dietary restrictions, if anything that we do not eat and we cannot eat. And lastly, personal verification of your personal um, particulars and all these things. Then they'll give us a few information on paper to read up about what can you do during SHN and what you should not do, which is a directive
Hmm.
from the government. So that's about it. So once you get into the
Okay.
room, that's it. See you later, like 14 days later,
You can't go anywhere, right?
except the balcony and the toilet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we have a look at your room, shall we?
All right. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Swap, swap.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So, so this is just the front door, and this is the restroom. So we have everything, even like amenities are given from the hotel. A very nice bathtub, the wardrobe, nice wardrobe. So, and we have a flask, which we are required to use this because the no water is actually given except for some drinks every meal. Okay, my barang-barang. Then I got two beds, two single, super single, which I don't know why. So this is usually the place where I have all my meals, and my laptop is here. So I sleep on this. I sleep on this side every day. Just my personal preference, and this is my view of the balcony. So this is it. My view for 14 days. So aircon is always on unless I open the balcony doors, and I have a ceiling fan that's not too bad. TV is available, and we actually have some TV menu which cable TV is available. So that's about it. And my barang-barang, which okay, think everybody said should be quite satisfied.
Accommodations.
That's good. That's good. Okay. So with regards to your stay, was there any housekeeping for of your room?
Um, it was told in the beginning that there was strictly no housekeeping will be done during this 14 days period. So what they provide us is fresh towels, linens, and uh, bed sheets change like every 3 days. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, every three
So
days.
yeah, so every 3 days I actually get two new fresh towels, which I think is more than enough.
So
And
they leave it outside the your room.
yeah, so everything is actually leave outside the room on the little round table, like meals,
Mm. Let me
anything
share
that
the
you
screen.
want to put there. Yeah. So this is basically the view of uh, my corridor. Yeah.
So whatever they need to pass to you, they will basically put it uh, outside.
Yes. So wherever they
Uh,
leave anything, they will just ring the doorbell twice and they will just walk away. They
okay.
minimize contact. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
How about the laundry?
Laundry wise, there will be charges if you want them to do laundry for you. So
Mm-hmm.
from what they have stated is 10 pieces of laundry is $15, which
Oh.
I'm not sure if anyone wants to pay for that. Uh,
Then how about the food? I think the most important thing is the food. Every day you need to
food
eat.
wise, I think everybody will be very interested because cost food. I think food to me as a foodie, I would think is actually not too bad. I mean, there's definitely some hits and miss, and this was like a winner, banger and mash. Not too bad. Breakfast was eggs, buns, bihun. It's very local. I mean, I won't say I like all, but it's definitely better than what I used to get in the army when I was serving my national service. Yep.
Oh, the food is actually like quite a different variety of like different cuisines, right?
Yeah, I'm quite surprised. Like they even make cookies and dessert and cakes on a daily basis, and it's I think it's quite thoughtful and meticulous.
Uh, Good. So this is your how many day of stay already?
Currently, it is day 6, so tomorrow will be 7.
So did
So
anybody come to check on you?
oh, that's a very important question. I think the government is taking a very very serious at a serious stance on this SHN. So every 3 days, which today they just came, ICA
Mm.
people will actually will come down themselves. They will identify
Oh.
themselves. Then they will verify your particulars again, like what's your IC number, what's your name, and what's your handphone number particulars. So to ensure that you are the right person. And besides
Mm.
that, we actually had on the handphone like about 3 to 4 times a day that they will send a notification to you to ask you to report your location using the handphone through the ICA website, which the Wilbur did show the picture previously. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, quite strict, huh? So they were they
mm.
like dressed in protective gears when they come
Actually, they just wear as per normal, maybe like polo
with a
and
mask
like
lah.
with a mask. Yeah, and one more
Okay,
thing
okay.
on the hotel side is that every day the hotel operators will request a measure of temperature. So we are given the temperature thermometer to
Mm.
everyone upon arrival. So we have to report in once a day, and they will record our temperature and submit to the authorities.
Okay. Good
Mm.
measures indeed. So
Yep.
were your family members or friends able to send you anything?
As you can see from a lot of barang-barang, especially food,
Potato
yes, you are
chips.
able to you are able to get friends or even calling for grab food, any food delivery to be sent to you. Just make known to the whoever is delivering that your room number and what's your name, and they will just and they'll bring it to the lobby, and the hotel staff will bring it straight to outside our room and leave it outside the table as per usual. So
Okay, at least,
technically,
yeah.
you can have omakase here if you want to order and
Okay,
get it sent.
so other than like, so how are you keeping yourself occupied during this period?
I think
Other
everybody
than
has,
eating and sleeping?
I think everybody has their own hobbies and interests. I guess, like maybe YouTube and Netflix, watching uh, food, my other fellow food bloggers sharing their food experience, especially during the this COVID period where uh, we can't do any traveling. So virtual tourism is very important. So okay, basically for me it's YouTube, Netflix, talk to friends, and I'm doing a bit of self upgrading, language learning through the internet. That's about it.
Okay. Okay,
So
maybe now
on
we
the other,
go. Yeah, yeah.
just add on a bit. So on the other hand, the hotel actually has gave us a bit few pamphlets for like Zoom chats to for us to participate. So then they actually say like you even can join the uh, like SHN Facebook group on the Rasa Sentosa, all these things. So just to keep you occupied. So there are a lot of choices, to let you do. And incredibly, they even have prizes to be win online through this online Zoom thing.
So do you
Interesting,
take
right?
part in all this?
Not too interested, but it's as self-entertained as myself, right?
Okay, we have some questions from the viewers. Okay, let's go through them. So from tennis, is the internet
Oh,
fast?
hi, Tennis. Are you from the guy from Brunei? Good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm your follower. Anyway, internet here is surprisingly when I actually ask them. So internet is all unlocked. There's no password at all. I would say it's definitely not slow. It's very good, very good. Because everybody have definitely two or three devices on hand, right? Yeah.
Okay, then
Okay.
next question. Did they give you
Oh,
laundry detergent to wash your clothes?
this is actually no. So in a way that I feel that if you want to say that they are encouraging us to use their laundry services, but I guess if you're staying in the room, you will be all the way in the bathrobe or your pajamas, right? So I don't think that you will wash. Actually, you need to wash a lot of clothes too. But the balcony is always very sunny to do some sunning of your clothes, which I have seen my neighbors doing it a lot. So no, but they do provide like the body wash, like quite nice brand. So maybe that we can use those lah.
Okay. Here we have another comment from Robin. Oh, he's also doing day two of SHN.
Hi Robin, it's okay. Day two is you just getting the hang of it. I'm like halfway, but I just feel that it's actually not too bad. But of course, our movements are very restricted. So uh, there's ways lor to keep yourself entertained. For my case,
Okay,
I
we have another one from Daryl. Hoteler, Singaporean hoteler
oh
working in Bangkok. Just
yeah,
wondering, why did you decide to go back to Singapore?
hi dear Daryl from Sofitel in Bangkok. Oh no, in the first place, I wanted to come back to Singapore because not because of the visa situation in Thailand. It's because that there's a lot of people who are stuck there that unable to go back. But it's just that I wanted to come back when the whole COVID thing first started. But with uh, everybody panic traveling, I think it's much more riskier than to travel during that period than at a later date, which I decided is better for me and for my time schedule. So first is the risk. You see, I heard people who rush to travel before the closure of the Suvarnabhumi Airport, Bangkok Airport, the flights are actually quite packed. at that time, like maybe half a plane, but due to social distancing measures, they only can fill half the plane. But this, like you can see, this trip I head back. There's only 4 passengers, so I feel like definitely I have an ease of mind was traveling within such a low numbers of people. Okay.
Okay, so let's go back to our questions. So, what is the first thing you will do after you complete your 14 days of quarantine?
Of course, one of my main intention coming back, of course, is to visit my mom and my relatives. So home, home cooked food, and probably after and hopefully once the arrival of June, the circuit breaker in Singapore will be over, so we will be more free to meet our friends. So definitely is like actually during this COVID period, everybody is doing a bit more catching up to all the friends, the long lost friends that you haven't talked to in a while, because but it actually makes us have more time for ourselves and more time for people around us to connect in a better and deeper understanding.
Yeah, true. So, do you order McSpicy?
Uh, Shamefully, yes, I did. It's a must-have. And luckily, when I came back, McDonald's is ready for business just in time.
Yay. By the way, not sponsored by McDonald's.
I wish.
Okay, so any last words for Singaporeans residents coming back to Singapore for
Um,
their state quarantine?
as the moment, I will see that for us Singaporeans that's coming back to Singapore, the Singapore government has did a very good initiative, like putting us in quality accommodation. Some people even say like it's a bit a waste of taxpayer money, luxurious. But given the amount of people that has to go through SHN, I think this is the best scenario that they can arrange for us. So far, I think I've been quite satisfied with all the procedures and the measures that the government has taken. So I would say 2 thumbs up at the moment. Of course, the everything cannot be as merry as we want. As we can't give everybody what they actually want. But I think this is already the best of the worst case scenario, especially during this COVID period.
Yeah.
So if any Singapore residents that wants to come back, I think you are in good hands. Uh, Please come back if you wish to. There's nothing to be too of, because I would think that everything is quite in control. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a very good insight of like your journey back home and what you were doing for your SHN. So let's see if we have any more questions. Um, from Sharon, what are your plans for coming back to Bangkok?
I think Bangkok or Thailand side will definitely entirely be on the Thailand government, that when are they going to reopen for people, be it with work permit or even for tourists. So right now, my plan is if I'm able to go back, I might, but not in not in the shortest time that's possible. So for people going back to Bangkok, mm, for me, being during this COVID period, like this almost 2 months period, if you will say, I would think that the Thais are doing very well at coping with the thing. Besides the economy recession, which it's inevitable in every country, I think everybody is moving on with the lifestyle. They are getting used to it and being more cautious of hygiene and safer practices, even in restaurants and all the establishments, especially malls, where there's a large volume of people going in and out every day.
Yeah, I think this also sort of applies to me. It really depends on when Thailand is going to open up and whether Singapore is going to open up the borders as well. So at this stage, everything is quite uncertain. So we really have to monitor the situation, and yeah, hopefully everything goes well and COVID will leave us.
Yep.
Robin is definitely safe and good work from the government. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have gone through all the comments, and yeah, so thank you so much for your insight to your
No
life
problem.
coming back to Singapore. We really appreciate that. Yeah, so and thank you for everybody who are joining us today. We hope that you have enjoyed this session. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And
thank you,
stay safe,
Chris.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe.
Thank you all.
Stay at home.
Stay safe.
Okay. Bye
All right.
bye.
Bye bye, everyone.
Okay. So if you are still with us, thank you for joining us today. Do stay tuned to our channels as we will have more live shows coming up this week. More details will be released soon as we are still planning the schedule. Yeah, but there will be another chef at home coming this week. So do stay tuned for our updates. We will post all the new information on our Facebook. So see you and thank you for joining us today. Bye bye.